Hi, my name is Natalie. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I like making crafting tutorials, particularly farmhouse style. That is my favorite. And today we're going to be making two projects, spring basket themed. We're going to be doing a centerpiece along with a wall hanging. The majority of the items I did pick up at DollarTree along with Walmart. I'll be showing them to you in the video along with listing them in the description box below. I'd like to take the time out for all of you that have subscribed, left your comments, and even liked. It's really helping my little channel grow and it means so much to me, so thank you. So for all you new viewers that are here with me today, kindly do the same. Like, subscribe. Also hit that notification bell so that this way YouTube will inform you when I am here again. You can also follow me on Instagram at Nat Creates Crafts. So again, thank you very much and let's get crafting.
Our first project is going to be the spring basket centerpiece. You're going to need one Easter basket, lace beige wired burlap ribbon, jute cord, Spanish moss and floral foam, flower picks of your choice, but of course I like purple, Waverly chalk paint in the colors truffle and plaster, paint brushes, glue gun, glue sticks, scissors, and cutters. We're going to start by using our Waverly plaster paint and we're going to paint our basket. I unfortunately had to use 3 coats to paint this basket because I had to get purple and it kept seeping through. But I would recommend you buying maybe a lighter basket in color to avoid that. Now we're going to take our truffle paint with our stipple brush and we're going to distress the basket, the outer part of the basket. You can distress it as much or as little as you'd like. Now we're going to take the burlap ribbon. I cut 5-inch pieces. I cut about 27 of them for this project. We're going to fold them in half, fold them lengthwise, then we're going to cut them at the angle towards the end to form a dovetail. Now that all the pieces are cut into dovetails, you're going to start by taking one piece, you're going to pinch it in the middle, fold it in half, add a little bit of glue, and then you're going to adhere it to the rim of the basket. You're going to do that with all 27 pieces. I like using a bottle of glue or paint and tucking it under the basket so this way it'll keep it from rolling back and forth. You could use more or less ribbon if you'd like, but 27 of them was about 1 roll of that burlap ribbon. When you're all done, this is what it's going to look like. Now you're going to take your jute cord and you're going to unravel it, leaving 1 double and 1 single. You're going to take the single strand and you're going to fold it in half and then you're going to cut it. This is just going to make it more manageable when wrapping. Then you're going to take your single strand, you're going to glue it to the back of the handle, and then you're going to start wrapping it around the handle. You could use hot glue if you'd like, but like I always say, if you got a good handle with one hand and wrap with the other, you won't need it. When you get to the end of that one strand, you're just going to glue it underneath the handle and then put a little bit of glue on top to secure it, and then you're going to continue to wrap the rope until you get to the other side of the handle. Once you get there, you're just going to secure it to the back with a little bit of hot glue. Now you're going to take your double strand and you're going to glue it at the base of the edge of the basket, I guess if you want to call it that. And you're going to glue it throughout the whole perimeter. You're going to put the rope on the outside part of the handle, if that makes any sense. And then you're going to continue to glue it until you wrap it completely around. When you're all done wrapping it around, you're going to continue to do so another 2 times with a total of 3 rows of the double rope. You're just going to continue to glue it, 1 rope underneath the other until you make 3 around the entire basket. And then you're going to cut off the excess. You're still going to have a little bit of rope left, and we're going to glue it on the handle just to make it look a little bit more decorative. 1 13-foot of nautical rope will be enough for this project. Just keep twisting it as you glue it because it tends to unravel just a little bit. When you're all done, that's what it's going to look like. I did end up painting the inside of the basket because it was just bothering me. Now we're going to take a generous amount of hot glue and we're going to put our floral foam right in the middle of the basket. Then we're going to take our Spanish moss and we're going to cover the floral foam. 1 bag should be just enough. Now we're going to take our floral picks. So of course I love the purple, so I took 2 purple and 1 white. Then we're going to start arranging them in the basket. Now I'm no floral arranger, but I just did the best I could with what I had. When I was all done arranging them, I did end up going back and cutting them a little bit because I just wanted that pretty handle to show. And when I was all done, this is how it turned out. I absolutely love this little basket. I can't believe it was an Easter basket at first. You can change the flowers out, but you know, I just love purple, so that's what I went with. You could also change the flowers out for the season. This little basket is going to stay right on my dining room table. My spring basket centerpiece. Now it's time for project number 2, our Easter basket wall hanging. You're going to need 1 Easter sign with the little scalloped edges on the top, a small decorative Easter basket, beige lace and pink wired burlap ribbon, jute cord, flat black vinyl, Cricut accessories, and clear contact paper to be used as transfer tape. But like I said, if you don't have a Cricut, you can use sticky letters or even use a Sharpie and write with it. Waverly paint in the colors truffle and plaster, paint brushes, glue gun, glue sticks, scissors, a cutter, a ruler, and a black Sharpie marker. We're going to start with our sign and we're going to take the hanger off, the jute hanger. We're just going to unknot it and we're going to put that jute to the side because I think we're going to be using that later. You're then going to flip your sign and we're going to take our Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster and we're going to paint just 1 coat on this, but just make sure it's a good coat. It's okay if it has some lines in it, it's just going to add to the effect that we're looking for. But just make sure that your paint dries completely before you go to the next step. Now we're going to take our ruler and our Sharpie and we're going to mark 1-inch increments. And you guessed it, we're going to line them up. I'm going to draw the lines to make it look like shiplap or boards. Then we're going to take our Waverly chalk paint in the color truffle and we're going to use our stippling brush and take, as you guessed it, as much paint off as possible, and we're just going to distress it to make it look like wood. You're going to continue to dry brush it until it's completely covered. You could use more or less to your preference, but when I was done, mine looked like this. Now we're going to take our little basket and yes, we're going to dismantle it. So you're going to cut the garland, I guess, that's wrapped with it, and you're going to remove it. I'm going to take all of that garland right off. And these are the pieces that we're going to use. So you're going to take that apart, and it has those little bumps on the side. So we're going to use our scissors and we're going to cut those little bumps off. It comes off with regular scissors. Now that the sides are all smooth, it'll just make it easier to wrap the ribbon around it. Now I'm going to use my little battery operated vacuum ladybug to pick up all those pieces. I got it off of Amazon and I absolutely love it. I will leave the link below. Now we're going to glue the little basket together to make it secure so this way it won't come apart. So I glued the top where it attaches, and I also added a little bit of glue on the bottom. Now we're going to take our jute cord and we're going to unravel it. You could use any jute you'd like, but I really like that Nautical Rope. I love the thickness. So we're going to take our glue, we're going to put a little bit of glue on the base of the handle, and yes, you guessed it, we're going to wrap it around the handle. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the outside just to secure it and just wrap it around. I did also cut this jute cord in half. It just makes it so much easier to wrap it around the handle without getting so tangled. So you're going to continue to wrap it around the entire handle till you get to the end, and then you're going to glue it. Now that the handle is done, we're going to do the top rim of the basket. I like gluing the end of the rope so it doesn't unravel, and it just makes it easier to thread through. So you're going to wrap that cord, like I said, around the top part of the basket. When you're all done with that, we're going to repeat the process on the bottom rim of the basket with the remainder of the nautical rope. And then just glue the end to secure. This is how our basket looks so far, and now it's time for the ribbon. I used the pink burlap ribbon and I removed the wire. It just makes it more manageable to wrap. You're going to secure the top right under where we wrapped it with the jute with a little bit of glue, and also right at the bottom where the frame and the ribbon meets. Then we're going to secure it to the top on the other side, and then we're just going to wrap it around twice. I'm not sure what the length was, but I do know I used less than one roll to do this project. We're going to cut off the excess, and then we're going to glue it to secure. Since our little basket is tapered, we're going to take the scissors and we're going to cut the ribbon almost to the top on either side. Then we're going to take one side and tuck it in, put a little bit of glue, and then pull the other side tight so that it forms to the basket. You're going to repeat that on either side. Now we're going to take the last piece of our ribbon, we're going to hold it this time, and then we're just going to wrap it around the bottom of the basket twice until we get to the end, which is the back of the basket, and then just glue it together. Now we're going to take about a 12-inch piece of the lace burlap ribbon, wrap it around the middle of the basket, and then just glue it to the back to secure it. There is a hole at the bottom of the basket, so I just took a little piece of cardboard, cut it to the shape a little bit smaller, and then just glued it. Next, we're going to go to lovesvg.com and get our free SVG cut file that says Easter Blessing that I then put onto my Cricut design space. I just omitted the flowers and then cut it on my Cricut machine and then weeded it, which, you know, is the hardest part, but you get the hang of it. Then we're going to take the DollarTree contact paper, which makes great transfer tape. Going to then burnish it and then lift it. Now it's time to arrange our sign. I placed the basket where I wanted it to go, so this way I knew exactly where to place my lettering. I then burnished it onto the sign and then peeled back the contact paper. I took a little piece of floral foam and stuck it in the basket. Then I took these greenery picks I got from Dollar Tree, I snipped them, and then I arranged them in our little basket. Of course, purple. Now we're going to take our little basket and we're going to glue it to the bottom of our sign. I took about a 7-inch piece of the pink ribbon, looped it, pinched it in the middle, used a little bit of jute, wrapped it around the center to make the bow. I then glued the back, then cut off the excess rope, fluffed our bow a little bit, put a little bit of glue on the back, and then glued it to the center of the basket. Now it's time for our hanger. Remember that rope I told you that we were going to use? I knotted one end, then I placed it in the front, and then measured out the length of the hanger I wanted, and then knotted it on the other end and cut off the excess. Then I put a little bit of glue where the knots were going to go, but don't worry, the bow is going to cover it. And then I put some more glue on it just to secure it, since it is going to be the hanger. Now it's time to make the top bow. I used a 10-inch piece and a 7-inch piece. The 7-inch piece we're going to fold in half, then fold it lengthwise, and then cut it at an angle to make that dovetail. Then we're going to take our 10-inch piece, we're going to loop it, flip it to the front, and then pinch it in the center. Then we're going to take our tail, do the same thing, pinch it in the center, and then hold those two together. Take a little bit of that jute, and we're going to wrap the two together. I wrapped it around 4 times. Then I'm going to put a little bit of glue in the back to secure the rope. Cut off the excess. Put a little bit of glue in the back and glue it to the top of our sign. Our second project is all done. I absolutely love those little purple flowers, but you could change the color of the ribbon or the flowers that suit your decor. Thank you so very much for watching. Remember, you can also follow me on Instagram at Nat Creates Crafts. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave your comments, so this way we will be seeing each other next time. Until then, happy crafting and take care.